Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we are back in BSTV GT4 TCR Challenge action, Season 6, Round 9 from the fabulous Road Atlanta. In the booth with me tonight, it's a very lonely place because we only have Mr. Sam Boozin. Good evening.
Good evening, Elon Clyde.
So, Sam, bit of commentating, bit of camera work. Like we said, back in GT4 TCR action, we know what a fantastic series this is, Sam, and we know what a fantastic track this is. So putting those two things together, in theory, we should have a fantastic race.
Absolutely, one of the best race league on iRacing, I should say, and one of the best track on iRacing. Altogether, expecting some good things.
Yeah, so we are currently 5.5 minutes into the qualifying session of 15 minutes. Before we take you through what happened last time and the current standings, GT4 at the moment, Wobbly Kneecaps currently sits on provisional pole with Simon Trendle second and Tyler Newitt third. In TCR, surprise, surprise, Stephen Lucky Walker currently sits on provisional pole with Gary Craig second and Ryan Walker third. So, last time out, I believe I missed it because of work, but it was a win for Tyler Newitt with Stefan Goebel in second and Simon Trendle in third. Lucky Walker got another lucky win in TCRs with Gary Craig second and Ryan Walker in third. So, things are hotting up at the moment, especially in the GT4 standings. Currently, we have Simon Trendle sat in first position in GT4, and points after the drop score, he has 1,220. Tyler Newitt is in second with 1,142, and Wobbly Kneecaps in third with 1,044. In TCR, commanding lead at the moment for Lucky Walker with 1432. Gary Craig sits second with 1160, and Ryan Walker hot on his tail with 1151. In the team standings, Team Chimera have a commanding lead with 2,001 points, with Spectre 6 White in second with 1,663, and BSTV Esports Green in third with 1,599. Just some good evenings on the chat to Marco Luert, and also Yaz Not Yaz, who can't be with us tonight because he hasn't paid his electricity bill and he's been cut off. So evening to you two. So Sam, we know GT4, there's pretty much any of those drivers that can win. But in TCR, is anybody going to take it to Stephen Walker at the good old pork chop, which is Road Atlanta?
Well, it would be great to see either Ryan or Gary win this one, because they've been battling with Stephen since, I think, 3 races now. And I guess for a change, seeing someone else than Stephen on the first step of the podium would be great.
Yeah, and what about, two drivers that have been improving all season, Russell Cowell and Shane Powell. Do you think either of them have got a win in them before the end of the season?
We're already at round 9, so that means only 4 rounds left. They're progressing a lot, but I'm not expecting them to win this season. Probably next season we will talk about it again, and I would say yes, but probably not this time, even though a podium position would be a pretty good result for them, I think.
Yeah, I'm fully with you there. We've had a message from Spencer McCarthy, who is moving house, so all of his kit is packed up, hence why he's not racing with us tonight. Okay, so let's go back to GT4. So, I mean this in the nicest possible way, but Tyler, Simon, Wobbly, Stefan, Rob, and most definitely all capable of pulling off the win. I think Chris Needham has been much improved this season. And I also think Arnaud Chenonnier and Jason Haddington are sorry, they're in Arnaud Chenonnier and yes, Jason Haddington are starting to get to grips with their cars. So where do you see that? Where do you see that battle going?
Well, we saw last week they were all six together with Rob a bit further away because he just went back from a long pause of racing. But I guess today we'll see 7 GT4s battling all the way through, at least to the pit stop. We'll see how it goes with the pit stop. It's always a gamble to see what the strategy is for the drivers. But yeah, I couldn't pick a winner for today. I think they all have a shot at it.
Yeah, that's better. I've just finally sorted out my drivers. I had drivers in the wrong cars and all sorts. So I think, you know, either way, and in both classes, I think we could see something special tonight. I don't know if we can quickly go on board with somebody that is likely to do a complete lap. I don't know the corner names, but just for the viewers, you can see what sort of a challenge this track is. So this corner itself is blind. I'm going to call these the S's because all the American tracks have the S's. This is really difficult and also very, very easy to go offline. You're fighting with the throttle and the steering wheel all the way through there. Again, you're over a blind crest on that corner there. Then you come downhill. This can be really, really slippery. It's a double right-hander on the bone of the pork chop. And now you've got a nice straight that's not straight, which allows you to build up quite a bit of speed into a chicane, so a heavy braking area. You see the chicane from miles away, you're braking downhill, and it is so easy to get that braking or your braking point wrong there. Now you're into a little bit of a fiddly part of the track. It's a bit blind there. You're just hoping you're somewhere near the edge. The last corner is not as wide as you think it is, so that can throw you off again. And then you're back into the blind section. So, you know, you can see it's one of those tracks, Sam, that doesn't give you a breather, does it?
Absolutely. I mean, if you don't know that track, you're probably for a ride into the walls.
Those blind summits on this track, you know, sitting in the car as you saw, they are actually blind, and you are putting the car where you think it should be, and then as you crest, you are hoping that your guess was spot on, because if it's not, you can be in big trouble in a very, very short amount of time. So, minute and a half left. GT4s, we have Tyler Newitt, provisional pole, Simon Trendle second, wobbly kneecaps in third. Lucky Walker is on provisional pole in TCR with his ugly brother in second, and then Gary Craig currently third. Carl Hardy has finally managed to get a lap in and jumped up there into fourth, ahead of the two guys that I tipped, Shane and Russell, the Powell Cowell twins.
And I want to point out something as we are live. Wobbly is below 5,000 rating now, so he lost a bit.
So he is. And we know what an iRating whore he is, so Yeah, anybody that speaks to Wobbly, messages Wobbly, just make sure you let him know that he's below 5,000 I rating and is now classed as a rookie again. So we're into the dying death of qualifying. Rob Venn playing the team game there and towing Tyler by the looks of it. Checkers are out, so these guys will get to finish their lap, but that'll be it. Carl Hardy is on a lap in TCR, as is Stephen Walker. And Shane, no, Shane's just finished. He's pitted. Stephen Walker is in, so that just leaves Carl Hardy on track. Did Tyler improve? No, he didn't. Or did he? Yes, he did. No, Wobbly improved. Sorry. So can Carl get himself up from 4th? Best time? No, he can't because he's pitting. That just leaves Wobbly Kneecaps on the track. Is he going for pole position? No, he's not. He's in the pits as well. So that is your qualifying session over. As soon as the grid is available, we will bring it to you. And don't forget, it's a 1 hour race, 2 different classes, fuel limited, so there will be at least 1 pit stop. Hello to James on the chat. Welcome, fella. As we just wait for the session to click over, and now we can bring you your grid. So, pole position in GT4 is Tyler Newitt for BSTV Esports Orange. Second is Wobbly Kneecaps for BSTV Esports Pink. And in third is Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. Chris Needham is in 4th, Rob Venn in 5th, and Stefan Goebel in 6th. Into your TCR field, we have Stephen Walker for Spectre 6 Purple on pole. Ryan Walker, who I believe is driving for BSTV Esports Blue, in 2nd. Gary Craig, BSTV Esports Green, in 3rd. Then we have Carl Hardy in 4th, Shane Powell in 5th, Russell Cowell in 6th, Arnaud Chenonnier in 7th, Jason Haddington in 8th, JB Dejoux in 9th, and David Ayres rounding out your field in TCR in 10th place. So it looks to me, Sam, as if we've got a full parade lap.
Yeah, as always on Road Atlanta, it's one of these old tracks that you get the whole lap to enjoy before you go green.
Yeah, luckily it's not a massive lap round here. I'm just busily trying to sort out my infographics. I like that word. Learned that the other day. Okay, that one's working, and that one's working. Excellent. Okay, so pace car leads the field around the pace lap. What you will see is the TCRs will give the GT4s a bit of room. A, it helps with the start. B, if anything happens in the GT4 field, the TCRs want to have as much notice as possible to avoid any possible carnage. And in answer to James's question, yes, Dave is racing, and so is Carl. Because I'm a mind reader, and I know that would be your next question. On the cake front, it's looking very scarce tonight. I don't know whether she will surprise me with something or not, but it's not looking good at the moment.
Cake forecast isn't good then.
So GT4s are into the double right bone of the pork chop. A couple of noticeable absentees tonight. Team Chimera driver Jamie Wilson, who's currently not very well. Also Pete Bingham, who's got some sort of major emergency on at work. So yeah, a couple of noticeable absentees. But apart from that, we've got all your regulars. Okay, down to the chicane. Last couple of corners, you'll see the pace car peel away into the pits. And then the field is in the hands of Mr. Tyler Newitt, and I believe he's gone straight away. Rob Venn had a fantastic start. He's up 2 places already. Got jump on Simon Trendle and Chris Needham. All the TCRs look like they're away now. So yeah, Sam, great start from Rob Venn.
Awesome start from Rob Venn. Already third, and he's gonna back up Simon Trendle if he doesn't have the pace of the front guys. But who knows? Maybe he will. Oh no!
Oh,
I think you jinxed him.
I did,
me.
didn't I? I did, and I literally just looked away at the timing screen, so I didn't see. Did he do that all on his lonesome? He sure did. Yeah, I looked at the timing screen and I was about to say, if Simon doesn't want Tyler and Wobbly to get away, he's going to have to get past Rob as soon as possible. And then that happened.
Well, it didn't look that bad. I mean, it's just a scratch at the back from.
Yeah,
Simon,
there was only a little nudge, wasn't it? So
yeah, all good.
More hurting with lap time than anything else.
Well, seeing that's not good.
TCR's still together, which is always a good thing. There's a couple of changes in the TCR field from the start. Jason Haddington has got past teammate Arnaud Chenonnier, and David Ayres has got past JB Dejou. There's a top tip for all the teammates out there. If you want some air time, make sure you're side by side with your teammate. So I think in GT4, Simon Trendle is just about hanging on to the top two.
Well, yeah, he's doing even more than that. He just put the fastest lap of the race, 7/10 faster than Tyler and Wormley.
Yeah, he's just had
everything.
I think he must have had a fantastic exit out of the last corner, or did the blind bit a bit quicker, because he was almost a second behind and it went down to 3/10 in no time at all. But nice to see Chris Needham going with him.
Well, as it was already the case last week, Chris has really improved recently, and it's really good to see.
I do apologise, I do have a bit of a cough at the moment. And it's one of those that doesn't even give you any notice that it's coming, so you don't even get time to mute your mic. Simon Trendle starting to look interesting with the rear end of Wobbly Kneecap's car. Now that could benefit Tyler Newitt and let him escape. It could benefit Chris Needham to make a move, and it could also benefit, I think it is benefiting Stefan Goebel, because he'll be able to close the gap on that group. Obviously, Rob then is quite a way in the distance after his spin and his grass cutting excursion, as we see David Ayres go past Jason Haddington. Jason trying to fight that back, but he's going to be on the outside, then the inside, then the outside, then the inside. And there's not a lot of grip around these S's once you're off the racing line, so very sensibly gives that up. I don't know what car Wobbly drove last week, but he's obviously binned the BMW again for the Porsche. In this series, we don't penalise drivers for changing cars within classes. We leave it entirely up to them. We
should, but only Wobbly.
Yeah, true.
As he seems to change car every single week. Well, I think it's been 2 or 3 races he's been in the Porsche now. So, you know. But he got his ass in between 2 chairs. I don't know if that's a saying in the UK, but that's something we say.
I know what you're saying, but no, that's not a saying in the UK that I know of.
Which is a shame. It sounds really good in French. I can assure you that.
Evening to Sir Alan Toon on the chat.
2-3 cars battle for the lead again.
Yeah, it's a big toe track, isn't it? So the guys can keep up with Lucky Walker. There's Simon Trendle making that move on Wobbly. Takes Simon up to second place. JB Dejoux looking very interested at the rear end of Jason Haddington at the moment.
Simon wants the lead.
Yeah, immediately pulled up to the back, didn't he? McLaren looking good around this track. Or maybe just looking good in the hands of Simon, I don't know.
Maybe both. But he's surely making use of it, and pretty good as well.
Bowman 1995 says, yeah, Wobbly's a little wobbly when it comes to car choice. Yeah, we've noticed. We might just restrict him to the Jetta or something.
Well, I would say wobbly's a little wobbly. You don't need the end of the sentence.
Well, he's supposed to be dying, isn't he, or something? So he keeps harping on about on Discord.
Well,
how ill he is.
We need him Saturday. After that, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, we'll get his last breaths on Saturday. Is Simon looking for the lead, or is he trying to save some fuel behind Tyler in that thirsty Macca? I think Wobbly will crash and then go, oh, I should never have raced, I was too ill.
Yeah, that makes him a good excuse, right? Well, he probably read Pete's book about all of the excuses you can have to crash. He probably got a few of them.
And I think the same might be happening here in TCR. We know Gary Craig is an advocate of running the car dry. So if he saves fuel behind these two, there's every possibility that he'll do a few laps extra and scrap that. I don't think the Macca is saving fuel. We'll see its true pace now. Let's see if he can pull away from Tyler, or whether Tyler can stick with him in the slipstream. Stefan Goebel almost on the back of this pack now.
Simon already 6 tenths away from Tyler.
Yeah, trouble is you never know what Tyler's doing, do you? Because I don't think Tyler ever knows what he's doing, to be honest. But he's very tactically astute. He could just be lapping to a set lap time, which he believes will give him an advantage later on in the week. He could be just going as fast as he can possibly go. You never really know till after the race, when he comes on and gives us a 3-hour explanation.
I never listen. I'm always sleeping while...
I've already switched. I just ask a question and then have a quick nap.
I know I can grab a coffee, then, go to the boys' rooms.
Yeah, I usually have a shower.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly. More seriously now. Look at this battle. We've got 6 cars. We do have Carl Hardy, Shane Powell, and Russell Colt in the fight for the lead.
Yeah, Carl Hardy has dragged them up, hasn't he?
Yeah, or is Stevel a bit weak this week?
I don't know. I think he just can't get away because of the massive toe round this track.
Yeah, especially in these back straights.
Yeah, because normally we just see him eking out like 3 tenths, 5 tenths every lap. However, we have seen it in almost every single race that we do in this series. The pit stop is the be-all and end-all. You either get it right or you get it wrong, and you could come out in the lead or you could come out in 6th. It's that important.
Well, it will certainly be important for this one, as they are all back together. 1 mistake and you're at the back of the queue.
Yeah. And everybody by now knows my view on it. if you're sitting behind a car, you do exactly what they don't. So if they pit, you stay out. If they stay out, you pit. Just do something different if you can't get past them on raw pace.
Well, especially with what we saw recently, Ryan Gary couldn't make a move on Steven on the last few laps. It's never been a thing.
Yeah,
Steven always ended up with the win at the end. So you really need to do something different and try to put yourself into a good spot.
Yeah, I do believe that, no disrespect to Ryan and Gary, but I believe that Stephen is fractionally quicker than these guys. And if he could get out of the tow, he would pull away. But the fact that tow is keeping them together, that just keeps all of them, all the way down to Russell Cowell, in this fight for a win.
That is probably the case, yes.
And Sir Alan on the chat, he's just about to dip into his pension and sub to iRacing for his 3rd anniversary.
Tyler goes for the lead.
Was that a slowdown?
It is not a slowdown. Simon went off track.
He did, yes.
On the exit, a bit on the grass, and you lose all the traction.
But held on to 2nd. So he's got to do that all again. And we did see Ryan having a little poke on Stephen. Nothing obviously came of that. So we're already almost 15 minutes into this race. Where has that gone?
Well, as always, into racing, but we don't see it pass through. It's just insane.
Yeah,
as
Ryan
these guys
is
are battling from start to end. It's just
Ryan's looking really. Whoa!
Chris.
Hello, that's Chris. That's not good. He was doing so well. Is he stuck? What's happened here? Oh, he got that curb, didn't he?
Yeah, what happened then? What? Oh, no.
Oh, he's beached it.
What? That's iRacing.
I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest.
No, me neither. That's just a shame.
He's had to tow to the pits to get out of it. And he was doing so well.
Well,
right,
gents, if you're listening, be careful. Be careful, because if you're stuck there, you're stuck.
Yeah, he's tried to get it out a couple of times and then give up and tow to the pits. So, still a 6-car battle at the front of the TCR field. As you can imagine, absolutely nothing in the lap times.
It looks like this week Ryan is the one that chased Steven instead of Gary the past few weeks.
Yeah, I think again, I know the time that Gary puts into pit stop strategy. say it wouldn't surprise me if he's just happy to sit behind them to save what he can in the tow, run the car dry, short a pit stop, and hope he comes out in front.
Yeah, and having said that, I do think Gary has been in third place like a few times already, just watching the two battling, and then after pit stop, giving a fight to Steven. So we'll see after the pit stop how it goes.
Yeah.
But Ryan's pretty close now.
Yeah, Ryan looks fighty. I admit that. He really need, if you're going to make a pass, it's coming out of the bone of the pork chop. You get a good exit there, and you got that long drag down the not straight. That's one of his chances to get past. The other one is obviously on one of these blind summits. Stephen Walker putting a wheel wrong, which, to be honest, we don't see very often.
No, and even with that, it's pretty complicated to pass in this tight section. Maybe if he got wrong this final left-hander, then you've got a small straight to get it done. Or in the front straight, if you miss the last corner. But apart from that, it's pretty tough. You don't have a lot of space in between these corners. It's asking for trouble.
Yeah, but we do. We see Simon Trendle make a mistake, and again, he's not a driver that makes mistakes. You probably follow him round on every single lap, and he's taking exactly the same line and braking exactly the same place and downshifting and upshifting in exactly the same places. He's like a machine, but we've seen him make a mistake already tonight. So, and it looks like these two, I know they've concentrated up a little bit there, but they've got a little bit of a gap over Wobbly. Wobbly's going to be coming under pressure from Stefan Goebel soon.
Yeah, and he was already under pressure from Chris before his mistake.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Coming up on 20 minutes gone.
There's a good chance for a podium for Stefan this time.
Yeah, which is surprising because it's not a German track.
Yeah, it's true. And I will say Wobbly will win. That way I don't jinx Stefan, but Wobbly.
If Stefan wins, we'll put a petition to change it to Road Berlin or something.
that is a good thing. Well, it is called Petit Le Mans, but Le Mans is not in Germany, so it doesn't work. We need to find something that suits German things.
Well, so Matt Elmore's on the chat again, saying how much he misses it because he was a big girl this season and didn't sign up.
Well, there's still time to sign in for the 3 last races.
Yeah, and an interesting 3 races as well, isn't it? I think we've got Snetterton, Hungaroring, and then we finish the season at Bathurst, which is going to be awesome.
Well, again, probably one of the best league on iRacing onto one of the best track on iRacing. And Simon going for the lead.
Yeah, if he was in Tyler's seat, would that worry you now, the fact that Simon's managed to get past him twice?
It depends what's in Tyler's head. I mean, if he thinks, I'm going to follow him through, save fuel, and make a shortened pit stop, and then after that I will do all I can to keep it behind me, that could be a good call, to save as much fuel as he can, because while he's in front, he cannot save fuel. But right now, behind Simon, and he will know where are his lines for the corners and how he likes to take them. which can be useful when you're defending as well.
This could be interesting.
It will be interesting.
Because these two, Jason Haddington and JB Dejoux, are having a genuine side-by-side battle for position. And the GT4s are going to want through.
Oh, that's a tough spot to pass.
Brave. That's brave. Oh, look at Stefan on wobbly.
Almost cleared before the S's. Let's call them like that.
Yeah, I think that was the important bit, wasn't it, for the GT4s? They didn't want to get stuck behind.
And again, these drivers, they're so respectful to each other. How many leagues will you see move like that's done without any incidents?
Exactly. No disrespect to Jason and JB, but that was the rear end of the TCR field battling side by side and still helping the GT4 leaders get through.
They did a wonderful job. It's not the only when you see this, but there's not a lot.
These two are having a great battle.
I'm sure they are having fun.
Oh.
Well, hopefully Jason's wheel is... it does look bad. Yeah, it looks broken. If you keep going like that, it's gonna be a black flag. David is in the pits. And it seems like it is a normal pit stop.
Okay, so this battle rages on. Russell Cowell has slightly dropped off the back of the pack, but nothing to worry about yet. Let's have a look what happened here. I don't really think it was anybody's fault. I think Jason had to turn for the corner. JB was already there. Racing incident for me.
Yeah, it's a tough call when you're like that. We saw Jason was a bit loose on the braking already, so I don't know if that's part of it, but yeah, not enough space for these two on that corner. Just when I said they were super clean. Come on, boys.
Yeah.
You won't have my vote today. Chris making his way through the field. Catching up with the TCRs now after being stuck into the gravel.
Oh, Wobbly has gone from being pressured by Stefan to pressuring Tyler.
Yeah, and we just saw, I think it was Arno, maybe Tyler got a bit stuck.
Yeah.
Because Simon is now 1.5 seconds in front of them.
But as usual, we await the pit stops and see how things shake out over that, because these drivers all have very varied ideas when it comes to how to do it, when to do it, how many tyres to take, if they take tyres at all. I do honestly think if I was Ryan, unless he's got a cunning plan up his sleeve, I would be very tempted to pit at half distance if Stephen doesn't.
Well, the only issue there is if Ryan doesn't have Steven's space and he's all alone on track, he will lose time.
I think he has got the pace. He's definitely not going to get past him just going round like this unless Stephen makes a mistake. I like the mind games. I would probably do that at the halfway mark and put some questions into Stephen's head, like, you know, what have I missed? What does he know that I don't? It may or may not work, but you know, I think Ryan's due a win, so he's going to have to do something. So Tyler and Wobbly have pitted from second and third respectively in GT4. Simon Trendle and Stefan Goebel stay out.
Very good stop, both tires.
Yeah, we see Tyler go up, didn't we?
Yeah, and Wobbly as well. We just saw the bump into the camera. Now, will Simon go to the pits now, or will wait?
It's a bit of a car park in front of him at the moment.
Oh, and Tyler did not save as much fuel as Wobbly, or Wobbly short fueled. Which is interesting. 2 seconds faster pit stop for Wobbly. Oh, and Simon into the TCR. He probably lost a bit of time.
I think he did, yes.
That will play to Wobbly and Tyler's favor.
Well, we know Simon's going to be good on fuel. He's now pitted because he's bang on halfway.
Stefan's in as well.
Yeah.
Wobbly and Tyler are on the back straight. Rob Van's in as well.
Yeah, just watching them on the track map. They're just coming up to the chicane. I think they might get this done. Simon is moving, but I think they've both got past.
Wobbly did.
Ooh, Wobbly
it's
did.
Close.
Tyler, you should
Just
get
about.
it in there, yeah. There was just enough room for a Porsche there.
Oh, Stefan did lose a lot of time there.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Simon's pit stop 28 seconds. That's 2 seconds slower than Tyler. And Stefan 29.1, which is 1 more.
Yeah, I would guess Simon had to fill it up to get to the end.
Yeah, because he's in the Maga, so that makes sense.
Yeah. But we've seen he's got the pace to get past Tyler because he's done it twice. But
Yeah.
Can he get past the old wobbler?
Well, you just need to give him a nudge and move him out of the way.
Yeah, there's a tenner on that.
Is that still Pete? That's
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
That's coming.
Well, that's why
coming
he's
straight
stuck
out
at
of
work.
Pete's wallet. That is.
Yeah, that's why he's stuck at work.
Yeah.
Just to pay all of these £10 he owns to everybody. Oh, Chris is out again.
Chris. Yeah, Pete still hasn't paid me for taking Wobbly out in the truck series.
Well, I don't think the truck series should count. It is too easy.
Right, who's gonna blink first?
They're still all bunched together. There's just Russell that is a bit behind. But apart from him, they're all five together.
Yeah, I wonder if Russell's made a slight mistake somewhere in the last couple of laps.
That's all with the GT4 traffic, you know.
Yeah, or maybe he's just out of the tow now and not able to claw that gap back in yet. Because these guys are not exactly fighting, are they? They're running line abreast. They're not slowing each other down. Let's just have a look at lap times. Yeah, Russell was the slowest out of the top 6 last time round. So Carl Hardy up there running in 4th. There's obviously no interesting food stands around this place that he's spotted yet.
Just lost a bit of ground there, Carl and Shane. Not much, but it's just a few tenths, and if it keeps going like this, they will probably lose the tow. So Carl needs to, you know, close the gap a bit and make sure he stays in the draft. And Wobbly and Tyler are gapping Simon.
Yeah.
Did Simon change tire? That's the question, though. Because I don't remember seeing him on the jacks. So we'll just have a look. Entering the pits now. And no tires.
Interesting.
So he's the only one, because I saw Stefan just there going on the jacks, and Rob as well. And we saw Wobbly and Tyler did. So, is it a good choice? Not changing the working side tires?
We'll find out in the next 24 minutes. Ryan Walker, Gary
Ryan.
Craig in.
Oh, Ryan. He
Did
completely missed his pit entry.
Did he get it woed up in time?
That's the question. We'll have a good angle from this camera angle. It's coming in. Yeah, a bit too hot, lost the rear.
I think he might have got it slowed down in time.
Could be. They're out. Gary's in front. Just about. Right, I want to watch that pit lane entrance from inside the car of Ryan. I was about to say Stephen Walker, but it's not. It's the other brother. Ooh. Was wide.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Well, we already knew he had absolutely no issue with penalties and things, because he was already out with Gary, but he lost just that spot to Gary. And look,
Yeah.
Simon is back in.
I was just going to say, Wobbly and Tyler are not gapping him anymore.
Well, and with Tyler's and Wobbly flagging, it's gonna make things even easier for Simon as he's trying to pass Tyler now. No, inside is not gonna work there.
Yeah, you try and get up the inside in that last corner, it just doesn't it?
Yeah, it's tough passing on the outside there. I mean, you don't have a lot of space, and if you go wide, you're in for a roll. So I wouldn't try it. Trying to put your nose in the inside is different, but the outside is pretty slippery.
Who's next to blink in TCR? It's Carl Hardy. He's hungry.
I wonder if Stephen, Shane, Russell do use the same strategy as a team. You know, pitting at the same time. I'm not sure it will pay off for Shane, as he will be on his own. He's got no draft now. So he will probably lose time against Gary and Ryan. We'll see with how it goes with Carl. Carl is out, by the way. A few seconds behind Gary and Ryan. So these two, they're pacing pretty well. And I do think they do have the pace of Stevens at the front. Because we saw the gap between Carl and Steven before he pitted was just about 2 seconds. And it's more or less what's between Ryan and Carl now. Which is very interesting. Can't wait for Steven to pit and see what the gap really is.
Yeah, well, he's stayed out. Shane Powell has come in. So, Stephen did a 129.36. Let's see what Gary and Ryan do. So 129.23 for Gary and a 129.15 for Ryan. So slightly quicker on that lap.
Shane get out behind Carl. It will be almost 2 seconds between these two.
So I think these two carry on like this. They could both be out in front of Stephen Walker when he pits.
Well, Gary seems to be on fire. He's trying. He's now putting a bit of a gap between him and Ryan. And Steven's in, by the way.
He is, yeah. Stephen and Russell are in.
42 minutes into the race.
He's not taking tyres. There they are. It's going to be close. Yeah. Did these two take tyres?
And he's still in front.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that shakes out. Meanwhile, in GT4, wobbly I'm so ill kneecaps carries on in the lead. Simon still can't find a way past Tyler. Although purely on the fact that they are still right behind Wobbly, I'm guessing they haven't gone side by side very often yet.
No, there's one question there, I think, in Simon's mind. Do I fight Tyler and maybe give Wobbly a win? Or do I wait for Tyler to put a move on Wobbly and take advantage?
Yeah, and interesting. These three are the top three in the championship, but in reverse order.
Yeah, I would probably choose the second option and, wait and see what Tyler does. If he can't get to Wobbly by the end of the race, probably put a move on Tyler, if that's possible. But certainly not starting to fight Tyler now, because that will really give Wobbly too much gap.
I think I would just banzai both of them. Just smash Tyler into Wobbly and drive past
that's
a pair of
a
them.
solution, but you don't get a 10 or 4 putting tires out, so
Would that mean Tyler got the tenner though?
That's a good question. Do we judge the initial move or the one that really takes out Wobbly? We'll have to ask Pete about that. He's the one that pays, so he's the one to decide.
I think they're slowly clawing him back in, aren't they? They're just about in the toe.
Yep. Just 1 second behind.
Yeah,
Steven,
but again,
so they do have the draft.
Yeah, like you were saying in the GT4, Ryan doesn't want to be making a move on Gary yet.
No, he just needs to follow Gary now, especially in this position, because they're 1 second behind. With Tyler and Wobbly, they're all together, so that's another story. But if Ryan tries to do something on Gary now, that's sure a win for Steven. 100%. And look
out. Shane Powell making a move on Carl Hardy.
Side by side for the straight, it's a drag race. Carl being on the outside does have the drag though.
Which is surprising because Carl's car, obviously with Carl in it, is going to be a lot heavier.
Well, look. Shane is closing in.
Carl didn't really defend there, did he? He stuck to the outside.
Yeah, not really, but that's probably why. Trying to fight back. I know he's on the inside for the last turn. Which, door banging.
Yeah, they just helped each other stay on track, didn't they?
Well, Shane did help Carl. I don't know if Carl helped Shane there.
This is going to be difficult side by side. Yeah. Ooh, that was brave. Great
That was a
racing.
nice try, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Carl is wide.
That's going to kill his momentum. He just about kept it, hasn't he? Just.
Here we go again.
We're into the pork chop bone. Oh, yeah, he's tried that exact same move again.
Well, this one better. What a cutback. And now he's in front. And we'll probably have to talk from Chris.
Yeah, and Russell's involved now. He's defending, he didn't defend hard enough. He's just got that done. Carl tries to cut back.
Pass for the lead in GT4.
Oh! Tyler goes past Wobbly.
Now, Simon will start to think about doing something because we're pulling in 10 minutes to go. If he wants to win, he will have to do something. And Alan, great racing indeed. As it is always the case with this series, this is why it's so great. And they're still going at it. Oh, Simon's pretty good from tire. Wobbly now. Oh, a bit wide.
Yeah, I thought Simon had a better exit then, but it didn't quite come to fruition.
Now, Wobbly could play the team game and slow Simon down a bit. I'm not sure that's what they do, that they usually do, but that's also an option. Even if not intentionally, you know, he could be a bit slower, and now Tyler is gone. Meanwhile, it's happening all over the place.
And that's why we love the series.
And there's only 16 drivers on track. And it's busier than if we had like 40 drivers.
But how will one of them get this move done on Stephen? He has yet to put a wheel wrong.
Side by side again. Carl on the outside.
Yeah, there's a little bit of grip out there.
Just a tiny bit.
Well, he got it done in the shadow of the trees.
Oh, there are bolts in the line.
Yeah, and who's that?
That's
that
Rob.
Tyler? Rob.
No, that is Rob. Yeah, he doesn't want to get involved in that. What a move.
So 8 minutes to go. Battle for the win in, well, the battle for the all the podium places in both classes is still on.
And look who's in the mix. Chris Needham. Trying to get his place back in at the back of the GT4 field after incident on the start of the race. This is a battle for position, even though he's in the GT4s and not in the TCRs. Oh, Carl Hardy losing his second place though. And to Russell. We go back to 5th. 6th even.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't help Brian there. He's losing a bit of ground. Oh, Simon trying to make a move on Wobbly. Six minutes to go. It's not over yet. Chris Needham is through. Now that leaves Gary and Steven fight. Almost side by side. Oh, Simon going. Oh no.
Oh, what's happened?
Oh no, it's not the first time these two get together. Whose fault is it this time? Wobbly again.
Oh, Wobbly, yeah.
Yeah,
He
not
made a
much
mistake.
Simon can do, yeah. Could have been worse though.
Yeah, I think Simon got away with that. I think Wobbly actually managed to get the car out of that bunker as well. Yeah, he did.
Yep, and you know what that means. That probably gives Tyler the win, and you know what he will say. Oh, I won again, but I couldn't show that it won pace. It's because they crashed. See,
Yeah.
I listen to him sometimes.
Shall we scrap the interviews tonight?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Tyler, you're not in today. Doesn't need to be. Paul Tyler. These three back together.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go.
Well, that gives me an easier job for the end of the race, though, because there's only 2 battles going at the moment now. Battle for the lead and battle for 4th place. This one being the closest one. So will Ryan do the same as he did at Sebring?
Yeah.
Watch Gary throw it in on the inside, miss the opportunity, and then take place to Gary. Oh no, he's fighting it. He's going. 4 minutes to go.
Carl obviously hasn't given up on that 5th place.
Well, still an opportunity for Carl to finish 4th. Shane is not that far away.
What are you going to do, Gary? You're going to have 2 laps to get this done, I think.
Depending on when Tyler crossed the start-finish line, maybe 3. I think 2.
Nah.
Yeah, I think 2. Tyler's not
Oh, I don't
crossed the
know.
line yet.
Yeah, it's 2.
Yeah, it's 1:26 now a lap,
Yeah.
and it's just passed, so that means 2:40, almost 2:50. Yeah, there's no way they will make 3 laps, these guys. 2 laps to go for Tyler.
That is Rob Venn. Is he going to get involved?
Well, if it's 2 laps to go for Tyler, it's almost 3 laps for these guys anyway.
I think Rob sensibly staying out of this.
Well, he's probably in the voice chat with Gary and Ryan as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a sneak peek. Yeah, of course he is. So they're probably talking this, and Rob doing the sensible thing and staying behind his battle.
So 2 laps for somebody to make a move.
Stefan closing on Simon.
Yeah, perhaps Simon had a bit more damage than we thought.
Maybe cooked his tires by spinning. I have to say, it's a good thing I put a camera inside Rob's car before the race. This way we can have a proper view on the battle from Rob's car. How good is that?
So Stephen defending.
This is a better view.
You can get round here. Oh, Stephen brave on the brakes.
And parked it on the inside.
Yeah.
Not much more Gary can do about that.
No, I really thought Gary was going to get it done there.
Very brave late braking from Steven.
Well, has Gary noted how late that braking manoeuvre was?
Meanwhile, checkers out, and it is another win for Tyler. And these 3 have 1 full lap. But it is the last one.
Yeah, these are the 2 critical corners. Let's see if Gary can get that toe again.
He's a bit far from Steven now. So with the toe, it's possible to close in. But there's Ryan behind. And Ryan is closing in as well.
Not needing to go defensive slightly, but
he will have to.
The toe. Stephen great on the brakes. He parks it on the apex again.
No.
Oh, this is on. This is on.
No. Oh. Gary disappear just. Oh. On the finish.
Holy shit.
Oh no. What a finish. That's 100 between these 2 at the end. Can you believe that? What a finish. That is probably one of the closest finish we had in this league.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't it? Wow.
I have no words. Well, we'll start by the finishing order in the GT4s. What do you think, like?
Yeah.
I think we can call this an easy win for Tyler in the end, even though it was a hard fight till 10 minutes to the end. First place, Tyler Hewitt, BSTV Sports Orange. Second, Simon Trendle. He managed to keep the second place over Stefan Goebel. Then Wobbly in fourth, Rob Van fifth, and Chris Needham in sixth, one lap down after the issue at the start of the race.
Yeah, and into your TCR results. So Stephen Lucky Walker takes away the win for Spectre 6 Purple. 12 100ths of a second ahead of Gary Craig for BSTV Esports Green and Ryan Walker for BSTV Esports Blue in third. Shane Powell came home fourth, Russell Cowell in fifth, Carl Hardy sixth, Arnaud Chenonnier in seventh, David Ayres in eighth, JB Dejoux in ninth, and rounding out your TCR field was Jason Haddington in 10th. Right. Well, that was just a fantastic race from start to finish. Especially the finish as well. The mind just boggles. I honestly thought I would look up and see Gary Craig had won that by 12 1,000ths of a second, but it wasn't to be. Right. Shall we get the Tyler Hewitt interview out of the way?
Of course, let's do it.
Okay, for some reason it's not letting me. Yes, it is. Tyler Hewitt, welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Hello. So, absolutely fantastic race there in GT4s. Obviously, you must have given Wobbly a brown envelope with cash in it to make a mistake and halt Simon's progress.
It's funny because not long. Well, I guess it was while I was still behind him. I said to the guys in Discord, Wobbly must think because he's not in the Discord, he's not on the team today, because he was not being very helpful as a teammate. He was backing me up into Simon. I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or he was just slow, which feels weird to say, but yeah, he was keeping me right up against Simon that whole run, and I knew I was quicker. I think he also might have underfueled a bit because he was awfully quick in the stops, and I saw him lifting and coasting a few times. But yeah, I mean, it feels good to kind of win one on merit because I hadn't, yet this season. I had a couple of wins handed to me, and that one I felt like I had to fight for. It's nice.
And first half of the race, what was you running to a fuel number? Because we see Simon get past you twice, and that can be a little bit disconcerting, can't it? If you know somebody's got the pace over you.
Yeah, no, it was just a fuel save race. I mean, the back straight is so long. You need to be lightning quick to get away from anybody. I tried a couple times. I first tried when I was leading and Wobbly was second. I tried to stretch it and Wobbly was too quick. And then Simon got by Wobbly, so I tried to push again and get away from Simon, but he would just close it up every time in the tow. So I just went back to fuel saving. I did enough to jump Simon on the stops, which was important. I don't know that I would have been able to get by both Simon and Wobbly on track. But yeah, I felt pretty confident that I could, at the very least, pressure Wobbly into a mistake, if not get through on him, and I did, which was nice.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on that win. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
yeah, shout out to you guys, of course, for doing the broadcast, as always. Shout out to the team and everyone in Discord, Gary, Ryan. They had a heck of a race, and JB, of course, was in there. And Wobbly normally. I'll give Wobbly a shout out because he's unwell or something.
Just being a girl.
I'll make his day. So shout out to Wobbly, just for being him. And yeah, that's it. Shout out to everyone who turns up for these as well. Simon and Chris and Stefan. And I feel like there's one more who I'm forgetting. Rob was here. Yeah, shout out to Rob as well. Sorry. Shout out to them. Yeah, and shout out to Simon for telling me to pull. I appreciate it.
Excellent. Well, hopefully we will see you next time out when the GT4 battle will continue. So always a pleasure. Thank you very much, Tyler Newitt.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, let's bring in our second place GT4 driver, Simon Trendle. Welcome to the booth.
Hello.
Hello. So that was a hell of a battle between you three. You know, it looked like in the first half of the race, you certainly had the speed advantage over Tyler because we see you go past him twice. Was everything going to plan before that unfortunate wobble by Wobbly?
No, because that track terrifies me. You get to the end of the S's and you think I've got to do that left-hander, and you just pray. No, they were fuel saving in the first stint, and I figured out at Spa that doesn't work if I try and join in with that game when they're doing it heavily. So I just don't bother anymore. I just go off and do my own thing. So they were letting me by quite easily, and then I got in front of the Tyler the first time, and then I had two massive moments going down the S's where I thought I was going to die.
You see that, yeah.
And then I run wide onto the back straight, and then I just got back behind Tyler again. And then the second time I passed Tyler was because there were TCRs coming up, and I thought, well, I'm better off being the first person through them, which did sort of work, but then obviously I catch more and then you fall back a bit more. So I couldn't pit in time with the big TCR pack because I couldn't fit enough fuel in, so I had to go through that whole pack of 5 on the straight, and I was very lucky to catch them at the end of the straight, I think. But yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and like I say, at the end there, what was the win possible for you before Wobbly threw his car off the track?
It required mistakes on both their part, I think. I mean, I got one from Wobbly, but then I got involved in it, so that wouldn't really help. No, the Porsche, or at least the McLaren, I can't keep up with the Porsche through the S's, which puts me on the back foot, and then the corner onto the back straight as well. It doesn't work. The Porsche just goes away from me, and it requires the whole tow down the straight to catch back up. So I don't know. I'd need them to start fighting heavily between them, which they did do occasionally, but not often enough that I could take advantage of it.
Yeah, well, you know, for me, it's great to see the Macca up there challenging. You know, a few people have tried it and not got to grips with it. And I know from talking to Jamie and yourself, it can be a bit of a scary beast at times. But, you know, you seem to be taming it quite well. And obviously going into this round, you're leading the championship. And no doubt you're going to be right up there at the end. So, you know, well done on dragging that beast round the track.
Yeah, it's an interesting car to drive. I'm sticking with it just because I don't want to feel for the Porsches. It's not interesting that way. So yeah, I'll stick with it even if it does make me want to tear my hair out at some tracks. Sebring in particular.
At least you've got some hair to tear out. Let's just leave it like that.
Well, for now.
Anyway, congratulations on that second place. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Jamie, yeah, don't get well soon because it's nice and quiet without him. And you guys for broadcasting and everyone who turns up.
Excellent. Well, fantastic racing tonight, mate, and we look forward to seeing you next time out.
Will do. See you then.
Bye-bye. Right, get ready for all the lucky excuses. Stephen Walker, that was a lucky win.
I think I'm allowed to say that was lucky, as I ran out of fuel just before we crossed the line. If the start-finish rate line was a bit further, Gary would have got me easily. Yeah, I was sputtering as we came to like the bottom of that hill.
Yeah, well, this track and the toe and everything like that made it a fantastically interesting race. Yeah, and I mean this in the nicest possible way, but we've seen you disappear into the distance on many occasions, and we've had to focus on the battle for sort of second, third and fourth. But that battle between, well, there was 6 of you in it at one point, but ultimately it came down to the usual 3 suspects, and I think he won by something like 12/100ths of a second. I suppose you just couldn't get away because of that toe.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as the last couple of weeks, really. I did try to, at the start of the race, I got a bit of a better jump on the guys than I had in the previous, I think it's 4 races now. So I was like, I'll try, if I can, just to break the toe a little bit. And I think our paces would have been similar anyway. I wouldn't have said I would have been much quicker if quicker at all. But obviously without the toe, the gap would have kind of kept the same, hoping they might then start battling to get past. But as it has gone like the last few weeks, again, you just can't break that toe properly unless you're stupid quick, and I'm not stupid quick. So I was just like, right, well, if they either overtake me or I'm just going to start saving fuel. So I just started doing that, and then that's when it becomes like a really good strategy battle, and I enjoy that just as much as racing as well. It's great.
Yeah, and we obviously the last 2 or 3 laps we saw you defending heavily into the chicane at the end of the straight, but you, for some reason, you just seem to be marginally better than Gary, or marginally braver, or even marginally madder than Gary on the brakes.
Well, so as we started the second to last, there's another white flag like the one before that. I was like, I'm not going to have enough fuel to finish the race, or I'm going to just run out. It might have been up that hill in the last corner. So for those 2 defenses of position, I was letting off early and braking later because I was trying to save fuel as well and defend the position as well. It was absolutely insane. I loved every single second of it. It was brilliant. Yeah,
and so did we, and I'm sure the viewers at home did as well. So congratulations on yet another win. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, the rest of the guys for just being brilliant at racing again, like clean, fair, everything fantastic. You guys for doing it. It's nice to see you back. And yeah, the rest of my team did well. I think Shane finished 4th and Rusk finished 5th. I think that's great. And then again, just my brother for being my cheerleader. Cheers, guys.
Excellent. Well, like I say, congratulations again, and we'll see you next time out at Snetterton.
Yeah, well, cheers, guys.
Cheers, Stephen Walker. Okay, Gary Craig, when is it going to happen?
10 meters down the road, apparently. That's all it.
Yeah, I know.
It was a gnat chuff away. That's all that there was in it. Just a gnat chuff.
Yeah, I think officially it was something like 12/100ths of a second.
12,000.
12,000. Sorry. I was just saying to Stephen there, that was an absolutely fantastic race to watch all round. Not just, there was 6 of you, then there was 3 of you, but we had the same going on in GT4, and ultimately the podium positions in both races could have ended up in any order. Was you running out of fuel at the end, or was it just Stephen?
No, I had loads. I had like 0.2 of a lap left. I was fine.
Oh yeah, you could have gone for another 25 miles.
Yeah, we was saving mega in that. Well, for the first all the way through the pits, we was saving crazy amounts of fuel. So Yeah, it was all down to whether Stephen was able to do it out in front, and it looks like he was just about did enough. So it was fuel saving for a long time. Then we decided to pit early just because I thought that we were going a bit slower than we could have done, so we just kind of pitted to see if we could nail it.
Yeah, I must admit I did expect the pair of you to come out in front of him, but obviously he did a bit of short fueling, and then I can't remember if it was the penultimate lap or the one before that, a drag race down to the chicane, and I really thought, you know what, Gary's going to do it here. He's going to hang it round the outside, have the inside line for the right-hander, and nobody's going to catch him, but Stephen was just so brave on the brakes.
He was also saving a bit of fuel there. He made me take the outside into the chicane, which is fine, and I knew that I wouldn't go round the outside, so I tried to cut back on him to get a better run out of the hill, but he just parked it on the apex, which was fine on that second to last lap. But then again on the final lap, I managed to get up his inside to give him that drag down the line, down the hill. So if I could have done it on the last lap, I would have probably been able to at least have a go at defending it, whereas I didn't know whether I would definitely have a chance on the last lap. So I did have a look just to see if it was doable.
Yeah, well, like I say, it was absolutely fantastic to watch. I fully recommend all of the drivers watching it back, because there was battles everywhere. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, to Stephen and Ryan, because we've had 4 weeks in a row of absolutely fantastic racing where there's not really been anything in it. Unfortunately, Stephen's walked away with all 4 of them, but not by much. Not by much. So great to be racing with those guys every week. And of course to you guys for putting the broadcast on, and everyone else who races and watches.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your second place, and we'll see you next time out at Snetterton.
Fantastic. I'll catch you guys later.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Okay, we got one more to do, and that is the better looking of the Walker brothers, and that is Ryan. Welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
Good evening. Fantastic racing again from you guys. Just out of interest, was Sebring going through your mind at the end, and you was praying for Gary to make a move and maybe a bit of a mistake and slip up there and claim a win?
The plan was I was just basically hanging back behind Gary after the pit stop when we were behind Stephen, and I was saying to myself, don't do what I'd done at Sebring and go for it early, just wait until the last lap, and if I get an opportunity, try and make a move. I saw the opportunity and Gary went for the move, and I saw it. Him and Stephen held each other up ever so slightly and tried to do a bit of a switch back on the exit, but I think Stephen parked it in the middle of the corner to stop both of us getting a run. But still, another podium and a third place finish. It helps my quest for a top 3 finish in the championship.
Yeah, and we've seen your improvement over the season, and the first half of the race really springs to mind when you was, shall we say, right up Stephen's chuff and looking very, very fighty, but we know how close these cars are, and we know how close the talent is, just not quite enough to get a move done and take the lead away. But with 3 races to go, we've got Snetterton, Hungaroring, and Bathurst. Can we put any money on you getting a win by the end of the season?
I would love to get a win, but I think it'll be really, really difficult because Stephen's quick in his car, Gary's quick in his car, and also you've got the likes of Carl and Russell as well that are there and thereabouts and can always spring a surprise. So I would like to get a win, but we'll just see how it goes. If I don't get a win, then so be it. But as long as I finish on the podium, then I'm happy with that.
Well, I think if you don't get one this season and you sign up for next season, it's definitely coming because, you know, from I know we've had some, you know, some tracks where you can keep in the toe, but I genuinely think Stephen is probably at the peak, and you and Gary are closing that gap. So yeah, I really hope all of you guys sign up again for next season, because I think this battle will rage for the whole season. And like you say, with Shane and Russell, you know, they're improving week in, week out. We know Carl can do it when he puts his mind to it and stops eating. So yeah, that's going to be absolutely fantastic, I think. Before we let you go, Ryan, any shout outs you want to give?
First of all, Stephen and Gary for another awesome race tonight. I think that's been 3 weeks on the trot that we've been close together hit on the last lap. Secondly, you and Sam for putting on the broadcast tonight, and the BSTV League and esports community for making it a fun league to race in. And it's always a pleasure being on track and racing against respectful drivers and drivers that are always are in it to have fun.
Yeah, well, you know, luckily, you know, as you pointed out, you had the pros in the booth tonight. We've got rid of all the amateurs, so you know, that was good. But yeah, congratulations on yet another podium, and hopefully we'll see you next time out at Snetterton.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So, Sam, sum that race up for us, because there was so much action, so much fantastic racing, that really close finish in TCR. You know, we've said it before, but that had a bit of everything in it, didn't it?
Well, was everything in it, for the whole race, which is even better. You cannot saw that race. They will just have to watch the broadcast back and watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Right. So, there's only two of us, and we've got to vote for our driver of the evening. So, I'm going to hand it over to you and see who you pick, and then pick somebody totally different, hopefully.
Oh, geez, that's a tough choice again. They all deserve something. I will go with drumroll, Stephen Walker.
Oh, Sam, you're a shocker. You always pick the winners.
But, no. That's not true.
To be honest, you're right. You know, 10 drivers in that field tonight could have got it. What am I going to go for?
Well, definitely not Steven or Tyler.
No, definitely not, because they won, and that goes against all of my principles. So I'm going to go for Gary Craig. For me, it was a really close toss-up between Gary and Ryan, but simply on that move on the last corner and almost getting it done, my vote will go to Gary Craig. So we'll leave Sam to get all that side of things sorted out. What have we got coming up for you now? In our last broadcast on Sunday, I told you that we had a weekend off, and I lied.
Yeah, you lied pretty much. Yeah. We did have like 10 weekends on one day.
Yeah, so and I'm trying to find out exactly what is going on. So on Saturday, we have round 4 of the Next Level E-Series Endurance Series from Barcelona, and I believe it's a 10-hour race, Sam?
You're correct.
Yes, so make sure you tune in. If you can't spend the whole day with us, then, you know, just pop in when you can. it has been quite an exciting series with quite a few incidents as well. So there's always something going on, and me and Sam will probably be doing most of it on our lonesome. So please pop into at least on the chat and give us something to talk about. As you guys know, we've talked about all sorts in the past, like the world's ugliest car and spider sex and all sorts of weird stuff. So yeah, get yourselves on the chat and enjoy the racing. After that, we are back with this series next Wednesday, and that is from my home track, which of course is Snetterton. We look forward to seeing all these drivers going at it again. So, as usual, make sure you drop this video a like. Make sure you sign up to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. You will never miss any of our action again. Big thanks to Sam for helping out with the commentary whilst doing the cameras. I know that can be a little fraught at times because I've done it myself. Big thanks to all of our viewers for tuning in and for the great comments. I'm sure the drivers enjoy that. And also big thanks to the drivers for making this series what it is. If I was to drink Carlsberg, I would say is probably the best league in the world, but I am slightly biased. So we will close the broadcast. I shall say goodnight to everybody. Let Sam say goodnight, and then we will be gone. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.
And good night, everybody. Don't forget to tune in on Saturday. That will be great fun. And you need to keep us awake for 12 hours. So catch you on Saturday, and have a good week.